Hey, it's Mark with a message for subscribers to my newsletter, Crypto is Easy. If you are not subscribed to Crypto is Easy, check the link in the description below. Head on over, click on that link, head on over to Crypto is Easy. If you like what you see, please go ahead and subscribe. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel, and then you'll get the videos at the same time everybody else does. There are two things that I wanted to talk about today. And in a little bit of time, and then later this week, I'll send an email that's going to have a lot more information. And what I'm talking about is some changes to the subscription. Now, if you're a free subscriber, nothing's going to change. But if you're a paid subscriber, there's some things that you want to take note of. Again, I'll tell you more about it this week, probably Wednesday or Thursday, in a separate post that I'll send out through the normal way. I'll just send it through Substack. It'll be delivered to your inbox. But I wanted to make the YouTube video just to kind of put this out there and explain what's going on. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be raising the subscription, the paid subscription amount. And the reason is because now that I've had a chance to do Crypto is Easy for a little bit, I also had a chance to look at what other people are doing, provide a similar kind of service in this space. Not the same. I mean, I try intentionally to be really well differentiated from what everybody else is doing. But I just, I do the comparisons. I signed up for some of these paid memberships, just see what see what other people are doing. And I assure you that for the people who are interested in paying for this kind of this service, mine is undervalued, and I want to bring it up to a little bit, bring it up a little bit, which I think is commensurate. It's appropriate with the value that I'm providing. And so I'm going to be raising the monthly subscription $2.77. And I know a lot of you guys are, I'll put it this, I know some of you are going to say, what's the big deal? $2.77, it's not a lot of money. But for some of you, it might be a lot of money. $2.77 a month. And then the yearly will go up from $55.55 to $77 even. Again, that's $22 in a year is not a big difference for some people, but for you that might be significant. So I don't want to turn anybody off. I realize that there are some people who probably already don't see the value in a paid subscription. And for the people who do, you take a second, and if you have a chance, sign up to some of the things that other newsletters and services. You could even do the trading channels, which I don't trade. You don't get any trading advice from me, but just your comparison shop. And I don't know how you can come to any other conclusion, even at $7.77 a month, up from $5 to $7.77 a month. It's a really great value. It's a really, really exceptional value. So I want to make sure that it's still a great value without selling myself short. That's why just a small increase in the subscription fee. I'm not going to go, there are some guys out there, it's just crazy the amount they charge. But even if you look at a guy like, Anthony Pompliano, who is very well respected, does really good stuff, but you're going to pay him $300 a year. You're going to pay, which is $25 a month for him to tell you every day, banks are bad, Bitcoin's good. And it's just going to be some variation on that theme. But it's good. It's useful stuff. It gives you really interesting information and perspective. Sometimes he has some really interesting people and contributors and interviews, and it's good. It's good. But $25 a month. I think it's only fair that I can go from $5 to $7.77 a month. Now, as the other thing I want to do is I'm going to be creating a separate service for altcoins, and I'll talk more about that in my update. And as far as the subscription change goes, it's not imminent. And I'll tell you exactly if that doesn't sound good and you don't want to pay $7.77 a month, or you don't want to pay $77 a year. When I send you the more detailed update later this week, I'll tell you exactly what you can do so that you don't have to worry about any of that. Now, separately, I have this new service that I'm creating for the altcoins. And what I've been doing is I've been doing altcoin recommendations as part of the paid subscription. These things take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of work. And I think the proof is in the pudding, in that the projects are, it's hard to find legit projects that are in an early enough in their development, or they're not well known and they're small, but are also legit and moving and have momentum or some really key milestones or key accomplishments. It's just hard to find that combination. And then you also have to have a token that, in my opinion, is designed to really capture value from all that activity and the growth of their network and the traction that they get from doing it. So by the time I go through and just do the vetting to decide which I'm going to look into more, it's a lot of time. At one point, I was up to 37 altcoins from ones that I was interested in, and ones that you sent me and asked me to look into. So it takes me about an hour just to screen these things and see it, just kind of wrap my head around what they're doing, and look at what's going on, and just kind of learn enough to know whether or not to look into it more. So that's a full work week. And I work during the day. I mean, I have a day job. And then I have all the stuff that I'm trying to do with the content that I put out for various publications, as well as the time that I make sure to set aside to Crypto is Easy. It's worth it, for sure. It's just a lot of time. And the challenge is not so much the time, but making sure that in putting in that time, that I don't rush anything into Crypto is Easy because I feel like I need to have it something every month, or close to every month, or almost every month. And what I want to do is I want to be able to think more about the timing for the actual acquisition of tokens, and also not feel like that I'm pushing myself or like straining to put something out there, when maybe it's better to just, maybe it's just not where it needs to be for me to recommend it. And, as I've been doing this for about 8 months now, so I have 8 recommendations over 8 months. There have been at least a half a dozen where I spent a good deal of time looking into it, connecting with the team, really digging in. And not that they're not awesome projects that could do amazing things. It's just I'm trying to find that, like, these real gems. And I don't want to rush that. I want to make sure that when I do present it, that it's just a really great timing, so that it might be something where I have 2 or 3 to recommend within the space of, a month or 2 months. And then it might be a few months before I have anything else. And especially if we're in one of these periods where the market's just taking off, there's a good chance that that's probably not the best time. Oh, it might be. I'm not saying that it is or isn't. I'm just saying, like, just being a little more, having these things out there in a way where the timing is, I think, more advantageous for you, rather than timing it for making sure that I have consistent reports out to subscribers. So I'm going to be doing this as a separate service. I have little notes here. So along with that, it's a separate service. Other people who provide this kind of services, they can get very, very expensive. Tika Tawari, $5,000 for his subscription. Other guys, when I in 2018, when I decided around March or April of 2018 that this is really an area that I needed to really put some investment into, I signed up for a guy. I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not going to name names with any of these things, except Pompliano. Everybody knows Pompliano. Tika, everybody knows Tika. But there are some other guys, and paid $2,500 and got it. Just wasn't worth it. And so I spent some of my money to sign up for some of these other things that people are doing, and they're all in that range. I mean, they're between $1,800 to $3,000 for Look, they do their thing. I'm not going to, my altcoin service is not going to be that high, but, you know, it's not going to be cheap. Let's just put it that way. Um, but I'll have more about that. I'll explain more about that later this week. And once I do tell you that the price, some of you guys, I know you're going to be like, well, geez, Mark, that's not a big deal. You could double or triple that, which is true. But I know for a lot of people, you're going to say, you're not paying, I'm not paying that, which is totally fine. And I absolutely get it. No problems at all. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, of these reports that are now offer through that service, I'm going to strip out a little bit of the investment stuff and make it really more of like kind of a project review for Crypto is Easy paid subscribers. And then I'll have that as a monthly or almost monthly feature. And then you'll get to learn about these projects. They're interesting projects. They're awesome projects. It's implicit in it is, I think this token is valuable. And then you'll have the information, but it won't be necessarily because there's a timing aspect. It's because I want to make sure that you have something valuable that you get. This is another valuable content that you get from Crypto is Easy. Hey, want to cut in real quick and just clarify something I just said. When I talked about this separate service, just to be clear, it's two distinct. For this separate service, this new service, this altcoin service that I'm going to be providing, I'm really going to be focused on making sure that we get in before everybody else does. A few weeks, a few months before people start talking about these things, or before there's whatever, big milestones or significant events, I think will help really raise its profile or really enhance its value. And that will be very much on my mind. And that's something that you will get from me, from the altcoin service that I'm going to provide. When I said I'm going to publish in Crypto is Easy as well, all I meant to say was there would be a write-up, an informational write-up, but that could come months after I put it in Altcoin Insights, because for Crypto is Easy, I'm looking for regular content, ideally monthly reports. For Altcoin Insights, I'm looking for I'm taking the investment angle, where ideally we want to acquire these tokens at a really advantageous time. So two different. So what you get in Crypto is Easy is not going to be what you get in Altcoin Insights. It's going to be purely informational. With Altcoin Insights, it's going to be very much focused on why now and the things that are going to really drive the value of that token to appreciate in value. And I know for some of you that was very obvious, but just in case it wasn't, I wanted to clarify it here. All right, so that was my second quick cut. You don't subscribe to me for the high production value and the glossy presentation. We keep it real. I'm recording this on an iPhone, obviously. And I'm just, I'm going to splice together 3 clips, put it up on a YouTube video, and then head off to bed. Wanted to close by thanking you so much for supporting me. It's just been, when you start at zero, so in March when I launched Crypto is Easy, to look back on that and now look how it's come today, where there's over 1,200 subscribers, start at zero. Now we're at 1,200 over about 8 months. I know it's still small, but the growth has been really gratifying. I hope that I earned it by providing really useful, valuable information, something that you can really take back with you to make better decisions about Bitcoin, altcoin, better perspective, or just, whatever it is that you find really useful. That's something that I can continue to provide. And I know I'll try my best to always put in the effort necessary to deliver that value. We're all in this together. We have a lot of great things to look forward to. 2020 has been a shitty year. I don't know. I mean, it's still, though, it's just tough. It's tough for too many people in too many different ways right now. In this moment, it's just really, really tough. As far as crypto goes, we have a lot to look forward to. And I don't want to we can't get ahead of ourselves. things can change in an instant. I think we all feel the excitement and the the vitality right now in this space, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, altcoins, everything. And I think it's a really, we're setting up for a really amazing journey over the next few years. And we're all in it together. So let's stick together and expect that when all is said and done, we're going to be in a far better position than we are today. Relax and enjoy the ride.